Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today we'll be taking a look at two of the three issues that have come out of Sam Grinberg's Scumburbia. I had bought and read the latest one, this one, the Scumburbia Mega Mall-sized issue, which is basically Scumburbia 3. And then I had got Scumburbia 2 in the mail and was waiting on Scumburbia 1. The people who had I bought it from sent me a copy. I got two copies of number two, and I still haven't heard back from them. I'll throw that I'll throw that retailer under the bus if I don't hear back from them in another week or so. But in that time while I was waiting for number one to show up, Sam actually reached out to Sean and offered to send over this, and Sean forwarded that to me because I handled the reviews. And so I've been in contact with Sam. He said, "Hey, thanks, man. I already bought it." I let him know that I was trying to get a hold of number one. Asked if he had any, and he said he didn't have any, unfortunately, and that was okay because he didn't like number one. He's gonna go revisit that content and redraw it at some point, anyways. But Sam was graceful and sent me a PDF of issue one. So I also really enjoyed issue one. I just can't talk about it because I have a PDF. But he's definitely resolved his drawing style more by issue two, and it's pretty consistent throughout. So I get it. But issue one was funny. Issues two and three are both funny and entertaining. Scumburbia and Sam's work in general is something that I got turned on to through the Rust Belt Review comics and a couple other anthologies. Reptile House, I think I saw some in Reptile House comics. And it really just been enjoying this artist and his work, what the art looks like, the writing, everything about it. So really, really excited to give a preview, and maybe we'll have an interview with Sam hopefully soon too. That would be cool. But Scumburbia 2, the title of the book should give you an idea of what this is. This is all about like teenagers in suburbia. They're living that teenage scum kind of punk rock teenage scumbag life. They're going to the mall, they're checking out concerts and stuff. That's pretty much the gist of what it is. So it's a character driven piece, and you're getting to know all the cast of characters. One of the main characters in this issue and in other issues is Claire. She's the main character here that's at lunch with this obnoxious guy. I don't have his name yet, but he's in a lot of his stories. Really obnoxious character, and he's just making everyone mad at the lunch table. That's a good introduction there. Then a second feature that's in both of these issues is Spike and Spunk as two characters that are running around. You can see Spike and Spunk here. Spike's got little spiky punk rock head, and Spunk has like the Bart Simpson spikes going on. This one's a pretty funny story because they're trying to bring some booze to school, and they show up on a day with a bomb threat. I quite like this panel here where it's focusing on his face as they realize they're going to have their bags checked. So it's just that kind of stuff, high school stuff. This is surprising to me because these are more recent books, and a lot of it still feels the same. And I would have thought mall culture in high school and everything changed, but apparently not. We have another character here who I've got his name. I don't get the names for all of the characters in this, but this is Jug Handle, and Jug Handle's obviously hanging out with this character. I don't know his name, but he's obviously kind of I don't know, a bad guy in the book, but just an obnoxious character. If I wasn't starving, I'd walk back over there, finger him, and storm the fuck out of here. Some kind of the example of the good writing that you can get out of this book. He meant that he's going to go over there and give him the finger, and then he says, "I'm going to go finger him," and they were like, "Wait, you said you do what?" If I said I wasn't so hungry, I'd finger him and storm right out of here. What are you guys, morons? Finger him. See? So there's just good fun writing like that. And I really like the world that Sam Grinberg is building in these. And then the newest issue that just came out is the mega-sized mall issue. This issue follows that same cast of characters. We've got Claire again. We've got Sheena here, and then we've got Claire's friend Zoe there. Sheena's like the hot girl, I guess, and they're more of the outsiders. And everyone's basically trying to get tickets to a certain concert. They're talking about getting tickets for a concert. I was very surprised. This is one of the things that made me kind of feel like this is talking about when I was in high school versus what high school is like now, but it seems like it's addressing youth of today. But they're talking about going to the mall to get their concert tickets. And I remember doing that when I was really, really young. You'd go to like Gottschalk's or whatever, and they'd have the Ticketmaster counter. I don't know if people still do that anymore. I thought you just bought tickets online. But that's being mentioned here in the book, so I thought that was interesting. Some more example of just like the interesting dialogue. Right here we have the hot character Sheena saying, "Nah, he texted me. He wants to fuck me. He fucked me, but he won't hold my hand. How fucked is that?" So just good like teenage dialogue, but also like really deep. Ouch. Then I had to laugh because I had already made the note about the mall tickets, and then we have this character here saying, "Dang, they still print physical tickets at the mall? That's so ridiculous." Yeah. So even within the story, Sam's aware that that's a kind of outdated way of doing things. So I don't know. There's things like that that make it very easy for me to identify with because it feels like the way the world was when I was a kid. But obviously, it's not being written from that perspective. They have cell phones and things like that in the book. We get another Spike and Spunk story. That seems to be what happens is there's like kind of two stories on either side of a Spike and Spunk in the middle. Again, you get Spunk here, Spike here. They're also working on getting their tickets for the Acquiring Satellite show. You get an awesome example of a Spike figure here, so 3D figurine. I don't know if that's something you can actually get or not, but it's an ad that's in here, which is pretty cool. And you see Spike and Spunk are trying to get these tickets, and they're waiting for their pre-sale, and they go to buy the tickets like right away on their phone, and there's an error immediately, and then they refresh and it's sold out. I've definitely tried to get tickets for concerts that were on pre-sales, and they sell out like that. Super obnoxious. And that's pretty much what this is. Like all these kids trying all these different ways to get the tickets to the concert. And it's obviously leading up to some larger story at the concert in later issues, I think. Really great spread here. This just shows what it is about Sam Grinberg's art that's so great. Just a lot of characters, no slacking on details, really great cartooning, a particular style that's recognizable as Sam Grinberg's style. Really nice spotting of blacks all over. Like everything's just really cohesive and well laid out. Good sense of perspective and place and character in place. All of that's here, and you can just see the real sense of character of the mall and the type of characters that are at the mall. I think all comes across really well in this drawing. I think I read, or Sam was telling me in communication that Sam has worked on or is still working on The Simpsons, so that gives you also a sense of like the level of creator we're looking at. Here's a professional in the industry that's working on something like The Simpsons. As a heavy metal enthusiast myself, I had to crack up when they go to the FYI music and movies, and they're looking at this album cover here that's called Chutzpah, and it's got a snake coming out of this mask. This is obviously a reference to the djent metal band Meshuggah, the grandfathers of djent music, and Meshuggah meaning crazy and chutzpah kind of meaning the same thing. I'm pretty sure that's a Meshuggah joke, so quite enjoyed that. Caught that Easter egg. That idea of the mall culture being like a thing still weirds me out so much that rode with me throughout the rest of the book. Like here, there's a hangout spot that the kids go to that's like kind of the hidden area at the workers' entrance in the mall. All the kids are hanging out here. So it continues to feel a little bit dated to me, but also I'm a 40-something-year-old guy. I'm not hanging out at the mall anymore. So that keeps coming back. But then there are constant reminders in the story, like here, the kids are asking each other if they want a CBD gummy, that they're shaped like dicks, these little dick gummies. So in that sense, it's like very contemporary. And I think that friction back and forth between feeling dated and feeling contemporary is another one of the things that keeps me real fascinated with the story. It's an example here of some of the really cool, like more experimental composition that Sam Grinberg's trying, where you've got this very obvious like Z-shaped composition that reads across and then up. Really like that. Really like this big blank face in the middle. And again, you get a sense of how good Grinberg is at balancing black and white. Spotting the blacks is always a huge part of what makes these pages successful. Another really funny bit of dialogue and a really funny idea. They're encountering this worker here and they're trying to milk her for some information, and she's saying the constant flow of observation that this job demands has put me in touch with my extrasensory perception, and she claims that she's able to like know about the people in the mall before she meets them because she's become such an acute observer of humanity by being exposed to all the people in the mall. I think that's a hilarious idea. Having my first job been at like Cinnabon and stuff, it definitely working a job like that teaches you a lot of people for sure. And in the back, we got a nice couple pages of fan art, which is really cool. I'm sure any creator's like super stoked to see stuff. I notice Ohio's for sale, John Allen. I need to get John Allen's work. John Allen is someone who graduated from the same grad school I went to the year before I got there. Met him once in New York, and I'm aware of his work and his name. I still need to get his stuff, so it's cool to see that in there. I didn't know that he was. I actually didn't know that he was still making comics. This kind of pointed it out for me. And Sam included a like business card for John's stuff too, so it seems like they're pretty friendly. You can get a Scumburbia t-shirt, and I like how there's all these ads in here. There's also some original art you can get, but the way the ads are put together makes it feel more mall-like. And then even better is this mall directory at the end. I like stories that have maps, like these high fantasy stories that have maps, and so I think this is really pretty funny that there's a mall map, because like you always get these of the mall, so it makes total sense in the story. So really enjoy these. I actually really enjoyed the first issue. I don't think Sam needs to go back and redo the first issue at all. I think it's just one of those things that like, yeah man, you get better as you go. But apparently he's going back and redoing that one, and then hopefully we'll move forward from there and we can get a complete Scumburbia at some point. This seems like one of those things that could just kind of go on forever, which are the types of series I really enjoy now. This will go on my like Rust Belt review shelf with all of those artists that are telling very down-to-earth suburban stories, and Sam Grinberg's one of the best of them. So definitely go get the issue 2 and the new 3rd issue mega size mall issue of Scumburbia. You won't regret it. They're great comics. Centralia is an awesome, gorgeous comic by rising Dutch star Miel van de Peet. This is his first work. It's a really great sci-fi story. There's a world in the future where the sun has gotten so hot that people can't be on the ground. So they have to run around. There's a lot of conceits that go with that. You know, what is the world that looks like? And I think you can see by the art that Sean's description of this book as like a Moebius for young adults, a YA Moebius, is a really great description of this really gorgeous and like wild, wacky, fun book.